I did this for a few different companies that you might have heard of. Companies like Arcades, Rourke, Lovable for mobile apps, and now I'm advising more than 10 companies on this exact playbook that we'll cover in this episode.
This is Jeddi. He is the B2B influencer marketing expert. He helped more than 600 startups while working at The Family, which was the French YC Combinator, and now advise more than 10 startups applying the distribution playbook used by companies like Gamma, Lovable, or n8n. In this episode, you will learn how to find, outreach, and work with the best influencers, the new UGC farm strategy, and how to be profitable from day one. Whether you are a bootstrap founder or backed by VCs, this is the playbook you must follow in 2026.
I know you have an audience of more indie hackers and bootstrapped companies, so you have to be very cautious about the money you spend. So I would always try to first make...
So not long ago, I got Julia, the co-founder of Playkit, on the podcast. And she said, if you have a B2B SaaS, don't waste your time with influencer marketing. And today, you're here to prove her wrong. So tell me why a B2B founder should listen to you today.
Hi guys, I'm Jeddi, and basically B2B influencer marketing works for B2B, especially for B2B SaaS and product-led. And maybe you're asking this because you want to know who I am and what I did in the past. So basically, I come from the e-com background. Basically, I launched e-com brands 12 years ago and sold a few of them. And then I worked for The Family. The Family is, for people that don't know, it's the Y Combinator here in Europe, helping hundreds of companies and having a portfolio of a few billion-dollar companies. And my main role there was to help them with growth, pre-seed to Series A. We were agnostic in terms of company we were helping, B2B, B2C, any type of D2C, any type of businesses. And then those last years, I've been very deep into the B2B SaaS industry, especially product-led B2B SaaS industry. And I think that Julia is wrong because this playbook works for product-led B2B SaaS companies. And I did this for a few different companies that you might have heard of, especially on Twitter and LinkedIn. Companies like Arcades, .ai, the AI UGC famous company, Rourke, the Lovable for mobile apps, and now I'm advising more than 10 companies on this exact playbook that we will cover in this episode.
Okay, that's amazing. So for who is this playbook first? You say product-led
Exactly.
is the best,
Yep.
right?
It's the best because now in the SaaS, B2B SaaS landscape, especially when it's product-led, it's very similar to what you see in the prosumer industry, and so that's why it's very it's very similar of what people do in the mobile space and prosumer space and mobile. And basically, yes, it works best for product-led. It can work for sales-led, especially LinkedIn, and we'll cover why LinkedIn and each platform and what works on each platform. But for sales-led, you can do basically lead generation with influencers on LinkedIn. It works. I can show you many examples that it works. Otherwise, the fastest results and the more impressive results that you will see, companies like Lovable, Bolt, Gamma, Agen, n8n, all those companies, they are SaaS companies, B2B SaaS companies, but like product-led. And it really works for those type of companies, yes.
And you say something that your playbook is basically to use creators as primary distribution channel and not just a branding lever. And I think it's important to say that because usually people think that influencer marketing for this kind of company is only for brand awareness, but you can use that as a distribution channel, right?
Exactly. We'll see that in this like B2B influencer playbook strategy. You have two different buckets. The first one is actually working with influencers that have trust. So basically already established influencers that have a brand, and you're basically piggybacking on the brand that they built over the time. And then you have also like another bucket that is quite similar of what Julia with Playkit does. Basically, you don't care about the brand of the creator. You just care about volume and hooks. And it's also like one of the strategy that B2B companies are using now. Exactly what you heard Julia doing at PlayKids. It's exactly what we also do for those B2B products. But both works. And by the way, on when I work with clients, I often recommend doing both. First, work with creators that have a brand and piggyback on their brand and the trust that they built, but also do volume with the second strategy.
Amazing. So let's go. How do I get started?
Yeah, so that's a common question I have from my clients, like where should we start? It really depends on first, what's your ICP, what your client look like, and on which platform they consume content, right? And that's, by the way, something very obvious in any business that you're gonna launch. Always ask, okay, I have a client. What's the typical profile of this client, and where do they consume content, right? So this is the first question I would ask, and then based on this question, we can define: do we want to work on LinkedIn? Do we want to work on X? Do we want to work on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram? And I don't know, if for instance you tell me I have a B2B SaaS, my target is ecom bros, I would say, okay, ecom bros, YouTube, TikTok, and X, right? If you have like a B2B SaaS and you tell me I'm doing GEO advices, so generative engine optimization advice. So I sell a SaaS for GEO, so basically how a company can optimize their generative engine optimization. And my target is, I don't know, manufacturer companies, healthcare companies. Okay, LinkedIn. Those guys are more on LinkedIn. I would do content on LinkedIn and work with influencers on LinkedIn. So it really depends, right, of your ICP and where they consume content. And sometimes you can be sometimes you think that your target doesn't really consume content, and actually they're consuming content on a specific platform, and you don't know that actually it exists. Let me give you an example. A few weeks ago, I was speaking with someone that sells an AI receptionist solution. So you know the famous AI that answers your inbound calls. Basically, you are like a plumber. You're spending your entire day actually on the ground, like doing your plumbing job, and you have like dozen and dozen on inbound calls coming from Google Maps, for instance. By the way, that's one of the most the highest inbound comes often from Google Maps for that type of businesses, right? And you're on the ground. You're doing your job. You cannot really take calls, right? But each call is basically a lead for a next gig. So what's common now is to implement like an AI receptionist on your mobile phone, and basically the AI receptionist will simply take the call, qualify the lead, and if the lead is qualified, book in your calendar, or simply tell, okay, in 2 minutes, a human or like my colleague will get back to you, and you get a SMS telling you this lead is very qualified, you should stop what you're doing and call it back, right? Those solutions cost hundreds of bucks per month. You have some companies that do sales-led, so basically you have to do a demo, talk with a sales agent to implement this, and some of them are like literally like self-served, product-led, where you can simply like pay the 200 bucks, quick onboarding, and you can do the job yourself, right? So if I tell you that type of company and we decide to cover the B2B influencer strategy, which platform do you want to go on? And so we were trying, I don't know, maybe you have an answer.
Really hard, but yeah, same. I would say LinkedIn.
Okay, so we were like, where plumbers consume content. I say plumbers, HVAC, electricians, those type of like small SMBs type of businesses that are on the ground. Look, when they are taking their cigarette pause, they scroll TikTok and Instagram like you, right? And so what happens on TikTok? Look, if you type plumbing advices on TikTok, you will get thousands of accounts of actually plumbers giving business advices to other plumbers. And do it like you can do it like when you're watching this video, go on TikTok, type plumbing advices, you will see hundreds of like Alex or Moses type of guys in the plumbing industry teaching you, okay, on a like whiteboard. Okay, guys, you're charging $1,000. You should charge 2,000. You're not taking enough like clients. You're not hiring fast enough. Two plumbers. And so that's typically like an influencer, right? It's a content creator that speaks to other plumbers, often selling them solutions, courses sometimes on how to scale your plumbing business and stuff like that. And look, you can like sponsor your AI SaaS with those guys. So yeah, that's typically like an example, right? So sometimes you have to search, be a bit counterintuitive, and it works. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, but there is actually I have few friends here who have an agencies for tradies in Australia. So exactly that plumber, fencing, and everything, and they are
Yeah.
trying to find like where they are. And we had this conversation that yeah, there is probably influencers for that. Like like they
Yeah.
need everyone is influencer. Yeah, I thought they were probably
Yeah,
influencers.
and on TikTok and Instagram, it's crazy. Like by the way, I spend time watching those guys because I feel that, those plumbers, like teaching other plumbers, I feel like this is like a great business because the competition is not so high. And by the way, there's thousands of those, and I would literally work with them. And I can tell you, maybe here we have like a viewer, a listener that actually is building like an AI receptionist for those guys. There is no AI receptionist SaaS selling to them, so you can do it.
Okay, so we know there is influencers for everything. So for
Yeah,
B2B, it works. What do I do when I find my influencers? Like, what is the next step?
yeah. So basically, the flow is quite simple. First, you search for influencers. You choose the platform and you search for them. Then you have to curate them. So basically, you have to have like a mm, kind of a quality score that you're gonna build internally of what is a good influencer for you and what is a bad influencer for you. And there is a shit ton of bad influencers, and there is also a ton of good influencers, but you have to understand what is a good one and what is a bad one. And then you simply like fill like a Excel sheet and a Google sheet with all those guys. You find their emails. Often the email is in the bio. It depends on the platform. If it's on YouTube, if it's on TikTok, if it's on LinkedIn, if it's on X, you will retrieve the email in a different way, and you basically outreach to them. You send them emails. As I did it for thousands of people per month. I now, of course, automated everything with simply Lamlist. The French guy Guillaume, big up, the guy that built like a cold outreach tool. I simply create a campaign on Lamlist, 5 emails, a sequence of 5 emails, every one email every 24 hours until they reply. Of course, you have a few technical things. You have to warm up your domain name. Please, please, please. Otherwise, you're gonna go to spam. You do all the technical settings, DK,
For that,
AN,
that
and
is,
all that shit, right? Yeah, no, but look, when I work with clients, they're already printing money on other channels, and they tell me, okay, we're gonna start outreach. Actually, we're already doing outreach for I don't know what, and oh great, let's see what's the health score of your domain name. Shit as fuck, right? And when we put them on Lemworm, so you know what is Lemworm, right? Like the tool to warming up your domain, you see that actually they go to spam. They have like 20% of their emails that go to spam, and they never knew it. I was like, guys, come on, be serious about that. So you're gonna create a new domain name for the creators because you only want to, you don't want to take the risk to burn your main domain name. Of course, this is like more like cold outbound strategies that but basically you do all that technical shit. When it's done, you simply send a sequence of 5 emails. My benchmark, and I'm very like I have a ton of examples and experience on this. For cold outbound, reaching out to influencers, the numbers you should have, and it means that you are in the green range, good range, is between 25 to 30% reply rate to your email sequence. When I say that, people in cold outbound tell you, oh, this is very high, 25 and 30% reply rate on cold is quite high. And actually, I just explained them, you're offering the creator to pay him. So that's why basically you get like a high number. So you should be in a range between 25 to 30% reply rate after the 5 email sequence. And then when they reply, Three other step, negotiation. You have to negotiate the price, and the price is going to depend on a few different factors and which platforms, average views, how many times they go viral and stuff like that. Then the brief. So how are you going to brief them? And then, of course, they release the content and you judge, is it like a good piece of content or not? Did it perform? If yes, okay, let's double down and double down and double down on the same creator. And basically the end game is to do this at scale. And when I say at scale, it's working with hundreds and thousands of creators per month. And you can get great results if it's well done. So yeah.
So let's go back to, so you outreach them. But before that, you create a Google Sheet to actually categorize them and add filter, like if they have
Exactly.
maybe average views, the engagement. What are your criteria to choose a good influencer for you?
Yeah. So the criteria are different based on the platform. On YouTube, it's going to be different than TikTok and LinkedIn and X. When I say TikTok, it's the TikTok and Instagram. It's the same thing. Basically, on YouTube, my key criteria are the following. Is the creator making content on a regular basis? And this is the same for TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Basically, they have to push content on a often, every week or every month, and be consistent about it. What's the average view? And is the average view growing over time, right? How many outliers do they do? So you have a tool, especially on YouTube. It's a bit more complicated on TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn. But on YouTube, you have a tool named vidIQ, VIDIQ. And it basically gives you a filter of analytics on top of each YouTube channel. For people that like analytics, you will like it because it's a Chrome extension, free Chrome extension. And each time you're going to consume content on YouTube, you will see a ton of stats, and you will, even just consuming for your own sake, you will like to see, what are the videos that perform the better for this creator that I really like, and basically gives you an outlier score. So it's gonna be a little number with a little color, and it's gonna show you, okay, those are the video that did more than 1x the average view. It means that it became an outlier, and you can have 10x, 100x, etc. And so on YouTube especially, I try to work with creators that often go viral. So they have on a regular basis, they make outliers, because it means that they cracked something on YouTube and they can go viral often. Sometimes you have creators that have hundreds of videos and they went viral like 2 times, and they just like their average view growing, but that's it. And sometimes you have creators that go viral every 3 videos, they go viral. And so the idea here is, okay, if you go viral quite often, it means that you understood something. Then I watch the comment section again on YouTube. I read the comments. Yes, you have to read the comments. And you have to, first there is the number of comments based on the number of views. You need to have quite a sane ratio there. And then you need, what's the quality of the comment section? Or actually people not just putting thumbs up, but actually asking genuine questions. And is the creator replying to the comment section? Why I'm saying this? Because the more comment there is, the more qualified the comments they are, and the more the creator replies, it means that the connection, the trust that there is between the creator and his audience is strong. And so if it's very strong, high chances that if he shut out the product, they're gonna buy. And then, so this is for the comment section. We talked about the views, and then the content itself. Does the content fits with the product that you are selling? And yeah, basically that's what I look for on YouTube. It's a very manual work. There's a shit ton of people that try to build agents or whatever to automate all of that. For the search, I don't have a specific tool to recommend. There's many tools out there, Favicon, Modash, First Collab, ton of those. But at the end, the best solution I had while scaling this was simply by searching manually in YouTube. And you search by keywords, but also by putting the name of your competitors. I don't know, you build in the next text-to-code type of tool. Okay, type Lovable, type Replit, type Cursor on YouTube, and you will find basically creators that promote that type of products. And so you already have a good base, right? So this is for YouTube. TikTok, a bit different. It's quite harder to have all those metrics. You can just check the average view. When they go, there's some tools that show you which video went viral in the priority, right? They give you the engagement rate, and basically that's it. You don't have more than that in terms of like data. Again, I check the comment section real quick. Even if the comment section on TikTok is often more trashy than on YouTube, right? Because it does volumes. By definition, when you do volume, the comments are a bit weird. And so on TikTok, the main thing that I watch is how many times they go viral again, and the quality of the content. And this is especially because I try to train people to work with me, especially for this part, like the search and the curation qualification. And I can tell you that having a good intuition and a good taste on content, it's harder to teach this to people. And I think you get great taste by consuming content yourself. And I consume content since I'm 16, content on marketing since I'm 16. And I think that basically just consuming content, watching content, you understand what is a good piece of content, and it's easier for you to qualify, okay, this is a good piece, this is a bad piece. And working with clients, I can tell you that I thought it was like obvious for people to understand what is a good piece of content. It's not that obvious. Like I have to double check all my clients' list of creators they search for. And I can tell you that sometimes, like for me, it's obvious this is bad, and for them, it's not obvious. And I try to explain to them, and they're, "Oh, you're right." But I'm like, "Yeah." So yeah. So on TikTok, on LinkedIn, is gonna be even different. LinkedIn and X. So we covered two things: so how to search and how to qualify. Those are the two main questions. So we covered this on YouTube and on X, on YouTube and on TikTok. On X and LinkedIn, the search is a bit more complicated. So if tomorrow I tell you, okay, man, go search 50 creators on LinkedIn that talk about, I don't know, there are influencers in the low space. So you have tools, again. You have tools like Passion Fruit, for instance. It's like a marketplace of influencers. So the influencers needs to apply and get qualified and vet by the platform. So sometimes you can have good LinkedIn profiles over there. Otherwise, if you want to do it manually, what I often recommend, and it works, is so I tell my client, find your best clients on LinkedIn. So high chances, if you have already some clients, find the best ones, the ones that are the most active on LinkedIn. Then you go on their profile and you look on which post they commented. And you do this manually. High chances they commented under some thought leader post. And so that's a way to find your first thought leader, your first influencers, thought leader, influencers, creators, name it, like the same thing. By watching what are your most active clients on LinkedIn, what do they comment? And high chances they comment under like a thought leader in the law space, if your clients are like lawyers or working in the law industry. When you find one, great. Now connect to this guy, and you will see that there's a little widget that will appear on the right. It's like suggestions that people that look like this guy. You check the suggestions, and often in this suggestion, you can find 2-3 more guys that actually look like him, meaning like influencers. Then how do you define this guy as an influencer, thought leader, creator in the space? Number of connections, how many connections do they have? I try to work with people that have more than 10K connections on LinkedIn. But you can also use the Taplio widget, the
Same
widget
guy.
same guy that Thibaut built and then Guillaume acquired. And basically Taplio shows you what are the best posts of this LinkedIn account. And basically you just open the Taplio widget, it shows you the best post. If you see that basically the 10 best posts are posts that went viral, and they went viral in the past weeks or months, look, high chances this guy is making content to go viral and actually like building trust and becoming like a creator and being like a content creator in his industry. And that's how manually I search for creators. It's very time consuming. I agree. But if sometimes you're gonna find influencers that are not on passion fruit, are not on those marketplaces, and that's how you find the best ones that are not flooded by sponsored posts. And I can tell you that on the past companies I worked with, I found sometimes some gems that no one was spotted just with this technique and this method.
I like it because it's so obvious, but I would have never thought about it. And I think you can do the same on Twitter actually, because you can
So Twitter,
also
exactly the
see
same.
the replies and you can find the best client, the best customer, and go see the
Yeah.
replies.
And
And
it's it's even faster on X because you can simply like hover the mouse on top of the name of the comment and it shows you number of followers, right? And on X there is some sort of correlation with the number of influencers followers that you have, and if you are like a consistent creator or not. And then again there is this little widget, the tweet under one, I think. No, Super X. This time is Thibaut, is the Thibaut one. Yeah, exactly. And basically, it shows you the best post of this Twitter account. And again, you can see, okay, is this guy pushing content on a regular basis, and is he going viral on a regular basis? Yes. Okay, let's DM and let's see what we can do together. It's of course you can use tools, but I can tell you because I spent so much money on those tools. Those tools will help you find the first few hundreds creators. And at some points, there is no more supply on those tools. And you're like, okay, is it just 100 creators on Ecom on X? No, there's thousands, but you have to find them manually. So yeah.
Okay, so we started by the platform. So you have to choose the best platform for your persona, for your ICP.
Yeah.
Then you have a way, you just described how to find a good influencer. Now you have the good influencer. We already talked about how to outreach them with these 5 email. Now, what kind of content do I do with them? Because, for example, there is different thing on YouTube. There is an ad spot in the middle, 60, 90 seconds. There is a dedicated video. What do you do and what work the best for this kind of company?
Yeah, on YouTube, there's two classic type of ads. There is the integration. So basically you get like a 30, 60, 90 seconds slot in a 10, 15, 30 minutes video, right? And then there is the fully dedicated video where actually the entire video will be dedicated to you, you as a brand. If it's for conversion, and that's what people look, what do they want quite often, I recommend to go fully dedicated. Don't do any integration. Integration is good for brand awareness. You try to have as many integration as you can in your industry for some specific period, and it's very good for like, as I said, for brand awareness. But here with the companies I'm working with, it's pre-series A, and what we want is pure conversion at the beginning. And so do a fully dedicated one. So the video will be around 60% to 100% of the video will be dedicated to you. Why I say 60? Because sometimes the best creators, they try to create some sort of use case or storytelling and include your tool and your solution into the storytelling. That's what the best creators do. And so basically, often what happens is that the first maybe 5 minutes of the video are not like mentioning you or just mentioning you, but actually the core piece is not you, is, oh, that's what I want to do, or this is my story. And then I discovered this tool, and then the remaining part of the video is actually a demo of your tool and how it works. So this is for YouTube. Same for for LinkedIn type of content, what I often recommend is lead magnets, X and LinkedIn. So a lead magnets is, the famous people are bored about those ones, especially when they consume them and they see them everywhere. But basically is the creator pitching you something very clickbait quite often and giving you maybe 20% of the value and telling you, oh man, I created like a guide, a playbook or whatever, comment, I don't know what, like a specific keyword, and I'm gonna send you the guide. So what happens here? It's done on purpose. Basically what happens is that by pushing you to comment and by giving you already some sort of value, a lot of people will comment because they want the remaining part of the value. the creator is playing a game with the algorithm and basically showing to X and LinkedIn, look, people are commenting, meaning that the engagement is high, meaning that my post is valuable, meaning that you have to show this post to more and more people. And so often the lead magnet posts, so the posts that push you to comment something, go viral. Go check my LinkedIn posts since from January to June. 1 out of 2 went viral, more than 100K views, and those were lead magnets. And those lead magnets work like a charm on LinkedIn and X. There is some specific ways of doing those lead magnets. So something we didn't cover, but it's basically, how to structure a good piece of content on YouTube, on X, on LinkedIn, on TikTok. And basically 50% of my job and the job of the company and the job of the creator needs to be the hook. The hook is basically 50% of the job. And you can have a great piece of content, a great lead magnet, a great YouTube video, a great TikTok video, whatever. If your hooks are bad, it won't work. So you have to spend a lot of time, sometimes even more time on the hooks than on the actual content. It doesn't mean that the content has to be bad. It has to be good, of course. But the hook cannot be bad and cannot be mean. It has to be good, very good. And so the hook on a lead magnet post on LinkedIn and X is basically the first sentence and the media being the video or the image you're going to put. Those are the two hooks. Basically, when someone scrolls on their phone or browser on X and LinkedIn, the first thing they see is the media, and then they go check the first line, the first sentence, they read the first sentence, and those two need to hook them. So then they open, see more, and then they read the entire post, and then they comment, etc. But the hooks need to be lit. They need to be good. And there is some techniques and some specific type of hooks that work more than others. That's why often on the lead magnet formats, you will see that the first sentence is very, very, very clickbait, and the remaining post is a bit more, there's more nuance into it, right? But the first one is very clickbait. That's because that's a hook, basically. And the media, there is some sort of medias that work more than others. Often medias, so GIF or videos that move very fast, and where the viewer sees that something interesting is happening, but I cannot see it immediately because the video is moving too fast. So as it's moving too fast, what does the viewer do? They stop scrolling, they click on the GIF or the video, and they try, they try to see, what's happening on the screen. So that's engagement for LinkedIn and for X. This is a trick to push the viewer for the engagement. And as it's engagement, the algorithm likes it and pushes to more people, right? So always we are playing with the algorithm to make it feel like it's a good post for X and LinkedIn, and for them to push to more people with the comment section, with the hook, and with the video or the GIF moving very fast. So this is for X and LinkedIn. You can also do lead magnets on Instagram and TikTok. Especially on Instagram, there is a shit ton of people doing lead magnets. Same story, like you give up like 20-50% of the value on the video. You try to blur the name of the company or blur some things, and tell if you want the entire technique, the entire playbook, the name of the tool or whatever, just comment and we'll send it to you. And so people will comment, the algo thinks it's a good post, pushes to more people. The game is always the same, is to play with the algorithm. You will see, I don't know if you saw this on Instagram, but there's many of those type of posts, lead magnet posts on Instagram. And then you can automate, because often also people tell me, okay, I have an idea of lead magnets, I'm good at copy. How do I automate the DM section? Because actually you're going to get like thousands. During like in March 2025, I was doing something around 15 million impressions over X and LinkedIn. And I broke my inbox 3 times, meaning like that I couldn't open my X inbox. It was just like the everything was broken. Because you get like thousands of comments and you have to send thousands of DMs. So on X, you can automate everything with Tweet Hunter. They have a little option, like the lead magnet option, where when someone comments something specific, you send them a DM. They use the official API, so never got banned for doing this on X. On LinkedIn, there is many tools trying to automate this. Lead Shark, for instance, is a SaaS that automates the sending the lead magnets. There is even like people that build tools in SaaS on top of this strategy, this specific strategy. It's Lead Shark. And on Instagram, the famous one that actually did this entire revenue thanks to this strategy, it's ManyChat. The ManyChat is ManyChat because the lead magnet exists, and they basically build the best solution to automate lead magnets on Instagram. So
Yeah, I use it. That's the best tool. I also use it for YouTube actually to send the link
even
to the
for-
video. So I will publish a clip later and I will say, answer Jeddi, and you will get the link to the full video.
Exactly.
That works really good. Okay, so that's the different kind of content that you will do. What kind of budget do I need to do that? Because you need to try a lot of influencer before finding the good one that will actually continue working with you, I guess. So how much do I need to actually get started?
Yeah. So based on the platform, prices will be different. Like if you decide to go only on LinkedIn and do like a LinkedIn campaign with influencers, an influencers on LinkedIn charges between 500 USD to 2000 USD. I sometimes saw some guys charging a bit more than 2000s, but basically often the prices are between 500 to 2000s. So just by giving you those numbers, you know that with a 20K budget for one campaign, you can work with 10 to 20 creators. And 10 to 20, it's an okay number to see which one performed the best, which hook is actually like printing and performing. So 20K on LinkedIn is a good start. On YouTube is a bit more tricky because the prices rised so fast those last years, especially in the AI space. Like any creator that talks about AI and all type of AI video, AI for marketing, AI for coding, AI for whatever. Those guys charges a shit ton of money. And so 20K, you maybe be able to work with 5 creators, max 7, 8 creators, because the prices go up quite quickly. Often the creator will at least charge you $1,000 just for the production of the video, because a long form video takes time. And then the prices can go up to, I don't know, I creators quoted me like 50K for one video. So it can go very high. You try to mitigate the price with an affiliate link. So I didn't cover this, but on the negotiation phase. So basically, when the guy comes up like, okay, I want to work with you. Let's agree on a price. There is a lot of techniques to lower down a little bit the upfront fee that they want. Putting an affiliate link out there works. Like a 15% affiliate link, you can often like reduce the upfront fee on YouTube. But the budget, if you want to work with 10 good creators on YouTube, you need a little bit more than 20K. Then on TikTok, again, it depends. There is a range of what's the price of a video on TikTok. The range I work with and what I see is between again $500 to 3,000-4,000 per video. There is a big names like, I don't know, Callaway. I don't know if you know who's Callaway. Callaway is like a great creator, like one of the best creator in the AI space on Instagram. He charges way more than that, but the quality is like top notch. But I won't include that type of creator that is like S tier, very high, top 0.1% in the space. All the remaining ones will charge between 500 to 3,000 USD per video. And often they sell you a package of multiple videos. Why? Because they cannot promise you that the first video will go viral, because for the sake of the algorithm, you don't really know if the first one will go viral. So often they sell you 3 to 4 videos, like a package. And I know that some of my clients do not really understand why, and they're like, we don't want to pay for 3 videos and we don't even know if one will work. And I try to explain them, look, if you check is past videos, you will see that some top videos in terms of content didn't work, didn't went viral, they didn't pull the numbers, and that's basically because that's how the algorithm works, and that's also why a strategy like Playkit makes sense on short form videos, like doing volume, and we can cover this if you want, or otherwise people can go check the Playkit video. But basically, this strategy works. Otherwise, on TikTok, yes, between 500 to 3,000, 4,000 is basically the range. 3,000 is basically the range where you can get that video, and people try to sell you multiple videos at once. Yeah.
Okay. What is the ROI I can expect? Is it something that I can make money in the next 10 days if I start today? Or should I wait 4 months? Should I have a budget for a year? And I know that at the end of the year, I will make my money back and then the flywheel will start. What should I expect?
So, again, depend of the platform. On YouTube, the time from outreaching, that's what I tell to my clients. The time from you find the creator in your outreach and the video is out, you negotiated, he replied, you negotiated the brief, and the video is out, is between 3 to 4 weeks. So you have 1 month just to do the entire process. But as soon as the video is out, you can get the conversions like immediately. Like the first hours, you can get like sales. TikTok same, like not same, like it's not like 4 weeks. TikTok can be like 24 hours. Like it's very quick, it's short form. It depends of how much editings they do on the video, right? But like in the first few days, you can get like a video out. Again, you can make the conversion immediately. If it's product led and if it's served, well, you're gonna just have the conversions immediately. On LinkedIn, same. In the next few hours and days after like a viral post, you're gonna get the conversions. And the question is more, how do you calculate if this creator is ROI positive or not? If you paid him like 10K for a YouTube video, how do you know that actually you did more than 10K basically? And that's what you want, right? Just on a personal note, personal experience, I can tell you that my best ROI on some creators have been like 10x. I spent 10K, he made me like 100K. And I did this multiple times. And when you have that type of creator, holy shit, you're quite happy, and you try to lock him for more videos and try to be his best friend, and let's go, baby. You know, so you know that this guy has an audience that fits quite well. He understood your product. He knows how to make content. He knows how to go viral. Man, go. We spend more. And that's
quickly, like what it means is that you spend, let's say, 10K on one video with this guy, and he will bring you 100K. And you know that if you do that a few times, you do 90,000% net from this influencer. So that's a golden goose.
Yeah, exactly. That's a golden goose. Golden goose are not infinite, right? At some point, so we can cover this little nuances about, for instance, YouTube. People tell me sometimes, okay, but on YouTube, if the guy has like 100,000 subscribers, basically the supply of viewers is limited. And explain to them that, I don't know if you understood how the YouTube game works, and you know better than me, but basically YouTube is trying to TikTonize itself. Like, you know, you can have like 20K subscribers and make 100K views. Yes, you can on YouTube. That wasn't true 5 years ago. 5 years ago, there was a direct correlation on the number of subscribers that you had and the average views you were making. Now you can go viral often on YouTube with low number of subscribers. So when people tell me, yes, but if it works, if this golden goose worked with one video, if we do 5 more, actually, if you do the little math, we see that we're gonna burn the entire viewer supply. That's not true. And I have many examples of this not being true. Even more true on TikTok, because on TikTok there is literally zero correlation between the number of subscribers, followers, and viewers. You can have like 0 subscribers and make like 10 million views. So yes. And so basically the ROI that you can expect, So how do you calculate your ROI? That's the question, I think, first. On YouTube, you're gonna calculate the ROI based on the number of conversion that the guy generated. So basically, the creator will put an affiliate link on the description. People will click on the affiliate link, go on the website, attribution will be done. You need to have good tools for the attribution, of course. Again, often people have like shitty tools. The attribution is not well done. You need good tools. Attribution is done. The create like the viewer, the lead subscribes, and here you go. You know how much the creator brought you. Tools you can use: Dub, Tolt, Rewardful. There's many like affiliation tools out there. Tolt is the best one, at least the one where I get the most accurate attribution. On YouTube, what's true and what I can tell you based on experience working with dozens of companies is that if the creator generates a specific number of conversions, you have to 2x, 3x the actual number. Why? Because often people watch a YouTube video, they see that actually you mention, I don't know, any like tweet hunter, I don't know, like you mention any tool, and they won't click on the description link. They will simply open a new tab and type tweet hunter. So basically, what I can tell you based on working with thousands of creators and doing all the data analytics is that you can do a 2-3x on the actual number that you see on the affiliate link. And then you have to multiply this by the LTV. Again, something that people don't do. People simply, like, if the first subscription is $20 per month, they just check how much the number of there is, how many purchases there is, and how much it generates. But you have to multiply actually by your LTV, because all your math when you're a SaaS is multiplying by your LTV. And so simply by doing this 2-3x multiplied by the LTV, you know how much this creator will bring you, right? And you can find your LTV on Stripe. Go check your average LTV. It's quite accurate. If you have more in-depth tools, they will maybe give you more accurate number. And this calculus, this math, will be a little different based also on the audience and demographics on the YouTube channel. That's something that we didn't cover. But basically, if the creator has more than a specific percentage of viewers in countries like India, Pakistan, Nigeria, and stuff like that, often I discount a little bit this, because we know that the LTV will be different on those countries. But yes, that's basically how you calculate
LTV, lifetime value.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, lifetime value. Yeah.
Let's say you have a tool, is $10 a month. The LTV is 6 months, then it's like $60 per customer. So average time that they stay in your subscription is 6 months, it will be $60. So,
exactly. Yeah. Yep. So yes, and it can be like there's the average one, the average LTV. But as I said, in some specific countries, you know that the LTV will be a little lower, so you have to discount a little bit the math that you do here. Yeah. So this is for YouTube. TikTok is a bit more complicated. Attribution doesn't work on TikTok. So what people do simply when you mention a tool, so it works if it's a lead magnet. So on Instagram, for instance, there is the lead magnet strategy. Well, people will comment tweet hunter, and the creator will send them like a guide or the tool affiliated, and so you can track this exactly same technique. If it's not the lead magnet, you can't really track anything, so you have to do some sort of correlation by simply opening your organic charts, and you try to see, okay, this video went viral the 1st September. Look, the next 48 hours when the video went viral, we see a spike of 50 new subscribers. It's like it's an uncommon spike. We can say that maybe there is some sort of correlation between. So that's how you do. I know it's not the best solution, but that's what you can literally do, and that's it. And X and LinkedIn, if you do the lead magnet strategy, same. You just put like an affiliate link on the lead magnet or a UTM link on the lead magnet, and you simply can track this. And you have also to count all the basically organic visibility that you will get by going viral. I can tell you that at some point I was working for a company, helping a company, and I put their URL in my bio, and I branded my entire account for this brand, and I made like a viral post that did 5 million views. And we saw a spike of 5-figure income in the next 24 hours. And it was just because people were clicking on my profile, and it was literally like branded this brand, this tool, and they were just like clicking on it. Of course, the post was related to the brand, but I didn't mention the brand on my post, and it was just going so viral that people were clicking on my post and checking the name of the tool, clicking on the tool, discovering the tool, and purchasing the tool. So by going viral, there is a link between the number of the virality that you do and actually people clicking on your profile and checking your tool and purchasing the thing. So, and this is, again, you can really track this. I could, in this specific case, I could put like a UTM in my bio and tracking from this UTM, but that's it. Yeah.
Important thing I think also that we have to cover is that you need cash flow, because you were talking about the LTV, and let's say, for example, you do a campaign and you will get probably $60 with one customer when you do this campaign. So you need the cash flow to actually cover the 6 months, so you will make your money back. And I think it's important to say that mainly for indie hackers who are developers and are not from like, I don't know, a business
VC backed or whatever, or
because it can
that's
be a big problem. You can have no money in your account anymore, and then you can crash your company just because you spent too much. So
what you can do. So because sometimes I helped like bootstrapped companies very early, no money, etc. So one easy way of doing this at a lower scale is to find a creator that is actually one of your clients. Sometimes your first clients are creators, and you simply like pay them in credits. I did this with like past clients. Basically, the creator was actually like a client of the company, and its business was around the tool we were selling. And so in exchange, I never paid him. I just told him like, I'm gonna give you a shit ton of credits. So for me, it's gonna cost almost nothing, right? And he made few posts about us just with the credits. So this is you have to work a little bit on this at the beginning, but you can, if you have creators in your audience, you can pay them with credits, and also like use your storytelling. Like, man, I'm bootstrapped and I'm starting the thing. I need help. Can I help you? Like, maybe I can give you some credits in exchange or advices for whatever. And let's try to find a common ground here. And you can do this. You won't do this at scale, of course, but you can bootstrap the flywheel by doing this. And the other strategy is doing content yourself. By the way, this is something we didn't cover, but one of the best way of doing this, and I always recommend, and the best clients I had, that's what they were doing, and that's what I was doing in my past companies, is make content yourself, because it will teach two things. First, how to make content, and good content. And the good content that you produce, you can repurpose this content with your creators that you are actually paying. On my lead magnet strategy in the past, all the lead magnets that I did, I was always doing the lead magnets on my own social accounts. And if they perform, I then pay creators, give them my lead magnets, and give them my copy. So it's also a way for you to bootstrap the thing by actually doing it on your own account and becoming yourself a thought leader, a content creator in your industry.
Yeah, and I think the best example for that is Jack Freaks, because he do it like in 2 levels, and I think it's beautiful because he has wow, I forgot the name. Sorry, Jack Freaks. It's tool actually. Postbridge. So he has Postbridge to automate publication on different platforms. And then he did Lovely, which is a B2C app. So now he used the B2C app to do content on TikTok and everywhere, like just as influencer marketing, but he does it himself and his girlfriend. And then he used that on Twitter to explain how he schedule all this content with Postbridge. So this is
Flywheel
exactly
is
the
there.
kind of
Yeah,
content. Yeah, the flywheel is there. So he has like these two level, and he is doing all the content himself, and it works really well. So
I
yeah, we
like it.
can
I
do
like
that.
it. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to cover to give you an example as well of what kind of content maybe you can do. If we take, for example, Lovable, it will be an influencer who do a video, for example, I vibe coded Airbnb in 2 hours. And
Mhm.
it will be a TikTok video where he used Lovable to actually show how he vibe coded Airbnb in 2 hours. And that will be a perfect kind of content for a B2B SaaS, which is Lovable product led,
Mhm.
right?
Exactly. Yep. That's typically one of the formats that they squeezed a few months ago that worked quite well. And so I don't know if you want to cover this or we don't have the time. I don't know. But basically, the second strategy, doing like the play kit move, basically like paying creators a flat fee plus CPM, and you make the content, 2 pieces of content per day for 30 days. You basically try different hooks. This strategy that actually comes from the ecom space. I don't know if people know. I know that Playkit did a lot of noise on Twitter. But actually, in 2019, I met a guy at the family. I was working at the family here in Paris. And I was like meeting a shit ton of entrepreneurs every day. And at some point, I met a young guy, 20 years old. He was quite heavy on, he was like an influencer on TikTok. And he literally pitched me this playbook, and he was doing this for an ecom brand in France. He had 30 creators paid with a fresh account, all branded around his brand and the name of the creator. Like, Julian dot, I don't know, the name of the brand. Fresh account, warmed up, 1 video per day, trying hooks, trying everything. And he was doing this in 2019, a French guy in the ecom space. And so actually, I saw this in 2019. Now I see this in the mobile space, very famous, like Playkit is being public about this, like showing use cases and everything and selling this as a service. There's many more other agencies doing this. And actually, last year, we saw more and more SaaS, B2B SaaS products doing exactly the same playbook. Because the number of creators that emerge, so it works on the mobile and ecom space, it works like a charm with like Gen Zs and some specific formats like shocked videos where the cute girls, 18 years old cute girls, is shocked and then shows the screen of the mobile phone and something happened and everything. When you're trying to promote like Lovable or like more AI tool, like even like n8n or stuff like that, for instance, you can do the shocked thing. It's, by the way, it's a format that works. Like, I automated my entire business in 20 seconds with this secret, I don't know what, and you're shocked, and then you show the screen. It works. I have a few companies I can name that are doing this with the shocked thing. But actually, if you want to go a bit more deep and be a bit more creative on the creative side, you need people that actually can use the tool, can spend some time on the tool. And so you need a different type of creators. And it works. It works. There is a lot of companies that did this on TikTok and Instagram. The playbook is the same, literally. Like, you find a young creator, you pitch, like, you create a fresh account, we're gonna pay you a flat fee for X number of videos, we're gonna pay you $1, $1 or $2 CPM. The flat fee gonna be a bit more expensive than for mobile, again, because, a Gen Z that is just chucked every video will charge you a bit less than a guy that is a bit more senior. By the way, how to find those more senior type of profiles, or even at least a bit more tech savvy type of profiles? Well, on by searching as people would do it to find those Gen Zs. At school, like if you can go on Facebook groups in engineering schools, and simply like searching there, posting like hiring jobs and job posts in those engineering school, and then we are looking for like a dev that understand the technicalities of our content, that is good looking, and then wants to make a few bucks per month. So you can still find them. It is a bit more complicated than like for the young Gen Zs. You have platforms like SideShift. By the way, SideShift should be a sponsor of your podcast. So if you guys are, I can send them a DM if you want, or maybe you're connected with them. But it would be great, like, to be a sponsor of this podcast. I'm not affiliated. I hope you will be. But basically, yeah, SideShift has a good pool of talents, even a bit more technical type of talents that are good looking and they can make content. And the playbook is the same, literally the same. You go back on the Julia podcast, you watch the podcast, and you have the playbook.
Yeah, I think first we have time to talk about that. And second,
Yeah.
what you were saying basically is that you start yourself, you do content like Jack Freak does, then you find few winner like templates that work, the hook, the type of content, and then you hire a bunch of young people who are ready to get paid like $400 a month, for example, to do content every single day, like post 2 videos a day with a brand new account on TikTok or Instagram, any TikTok maybe, which will be, for example, Julia that Lovable.
Yeah.
And this person will publish 2 content a day on your product using the template that you already know works. And based on that, you will have a UGC farm that you created yourself.
Exactly. Of course, you can. So, what's the hardest part about this playbook? By experience, what I can tell you, I don't know if agencies like Playkit, etc., would agree, but I think that yes, is managing those creators first. So, like, pushing them to make the content, to be creative on the way they create the content, because yes, you can make some content yourself. For instance, I do it on X and LinkedIn, and so basically it's easier for me to feed my creators on X and LinkedIn because I test the content myself, but then not very like on TikTok and Instagram. I don't make content there. So the idea would be actually to brief them every day, to be like a sparring partner in terms of ideas. So you can reverse engineer yourself other companies, what type of content they're doing, and trying to. By the way, this is one of the best way of finding content ideas, is to check what other people are doing and simply copying with your own twist. This is one of the best way of doing it. But you have to feed them with ideas and be their sparring partner in terms of creativity. And this is a bit complicated when you are someone like me that is very bad at creative things. I'm good at like clickbait on X and LinkedIn, but in terms of video, I'm not very good. So this part, like being creative and being a sparring partner for them, it's maybe the hardest part, and that's why sometimes you need agencies to help you, because they have the resources internally to do this. But yes, but the playbook is exactly this: 2 videos per day, 1 video per day, 2 videos per day. That depends on the deal that you make with the creator, and also the budget that you have. And then a CPM with some milestones. You try to cap the CPM more than 1 million views. You cap the CPM at 1 million views, because, like, if it's like $1 per CPM, 1 million views is quite a good bonus. And if they do 1 million views, it's okay, like it's enough. You don't want to pay more if it goes to 10 millions. If the algo pushed to 1 million, you're already happy. And if it does more, it's a bonus, but you try always to cap the bonus there. Otherwise, it's going to be way too expensive for you. And so yeah, that's basically the playbook. And then you have to find, as I said, ideas of contents with the creator, and you can retro-engineer. That's what I like. I made a post like yesterday about retro-engineering, but basically you can retro-engineer what other companies do. So go look Lovable, Gamma, n8n, all those companies, what they do on TikTok, and try to understand when it's like a already established creator that actually is making content on his own account and has been paid with exactly like the first part of the playbook that we mentioned the last hour, or if it's like a fresh account only dedicated to n8n or Gamma, whatever, and the guy is making like 1 video per day, you understand that basically they're applying this playbook. And so try to feed yourself with that type of content. You will understand how those creators do things, and it will also feed your ideation machine and your creative machine. So yeah.
I love it. Like, I remember we had a call like a month and a half ago, something like that, and you talked to me about that, and I really loved this concept, because I'm thinking for a B2B founder, indie hacker that don't have the budget to do actually influence marketing, this is such a good idea. For example, let's say Jack Freaks. Tomorrow he could hire 5 new person who will actually create a new account, follow the template that he did and worked, and then he can hire more and more people. And when there is one of them who is actually really, really good, way better than all the other
Rep
one,
to the other.
he can become the manager. So he will just do the call,
Also,
and he will teach all the new influencer to actually how to do that. And this guy, of course, will be paid more than he used to be because now it will be the manager and he will keep trying. And I think that this flywheel probably work better for indie hackers who have less budget than going for the big influencers. You were talking about Callaway or things like that. Like that's not possible for anyone who is doing 10K a month. So yeah, I think that's a really amazing strategy, and the biggest do that, so it probably works.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to cover is the creator to paid ads flywheel. So that's something you talk about, and also same concept, but interesting too.
Yeah, but basically it's quite simple. We said that the attribution part on TikTok and Instagram is quite complicated, so you can't like have a clear view of the ROI of a TikTok creator and a Instagram creator. As we said, you can do some sort of correlation with the organic when the video goes viral, etc. But it's not like obvious. And we also mentioned how much a video costs. And some people can say, oh, this is expensive. Look, so this is where the meta flywheel is interesting, is that all those videos will also feed your ads and the need of volume of creatives you need on meta. Because second part of the playbook that I teach to my clients and that I apply with my client is meta ads. So meta ads, no matter what people think, I don't know. I saw some people on X like being crazy about like meta ads don't work for SaaS guys. I don't know what world you're living, but in mine it works, and it works like a charm. And like I have like huge numbers, huge ROI numbers that I can show you. It just works. The thing is that it's a bit more complicated than previously. The game, the last 10 years on Meta have been, so I don't know if your audience are already open like a Meta ad account, Facebook ad account, but basically it's split in 3 buckets: campaign, ad set, ad. Campaign is the main objective of your campaign, right? Is it add to cart, purchase, lead generation, whatever, views, whatever. Ad set is the demographic and analytical settings that you will put. So the targeting interests, behaviors, age, demographics, geo, etc. And then the ad part is the creative part. So basically the copy, the image, and the video. Those last 10 years, the game was the ad set. It was, are you good enough to target good people? And on the targeting side, to target the right people. On the targeting side, so interested behaviors, that was the game. Like people were fighting to get the right behavior and the right targeting. A friend of mine printed 3 million per year in e-com just because he nailed one specific behavior. It was like obesity. It got at some point, Meta released like a behavior that was obesity, and you could target people that were obese. And so, it was printing, because we are just targeting obese people, right? Now Meta, since like 2024, became so good at targeting the right people that the meta on Meta is basically to put no interest, no behaviors, just the demographics. And let Meta choose who they're gonna push the ad to. And you have 2 different types. I don't know if we want to cover the entire setting of your campaigns, etc. But basically, I often recommend to have 2 specific settings. One ad set that is blank, so basically very broad, with no interest in the behaviors. And the second one is like a lookalike. Lookalike is basically people that look like your customers, right? And so on those 2 ad sets, here you have to test the creatives, because now Meta, what they do is that they analyze your creative, so the image or the video. They try to understand who you are targeting with this, and they're gonna target the people that you're trying to target with this, right? So the game now on Meta, it was a bit long because they're just trying to understand the shift between the old Meta and the new Meta. The new Meta is to have a shit ton of new creatives every week that try to target your audience, and you need, like, of course, good creatives. And so there is an entire market on who's the best at creating creatives. Guess what? That's why Arcades and all those tools are like winning, is because like basically people need a lot of creatives. I saw people printing like thousands of creatives with those tools, with thousands of avatars every week, and like printing, and having like entire teams just using those tools to create new creatives every day. And so one way to feed your creatives is basically to use the TikTok and Instagram videos that your creators are printing. And so with the first playbook part, with the trusted creators, but also on the second one, the Play Kit style, the UGC farm style, again, it also feeds your creative part on Meta. And so it's, when you're paying like a creator with the first part of the playbook, 1,000 USD for a video, you're not just paying for him doing the video and publishing it on an organic way on TikTok. You're also paying for the fact that you're gonna use this video as an ad. And if it works on organic, high chances it will work on an ad. If you promote it as an ad. And so yeah, the between like maybe the top 10 best creatives I've got in the past, half of those were actually UGC videos coming from my creators. So you're not just paying for the video, for the organic part. You're also paying for your meta ad strategy. So what happens? So often people tell me, okay, so basically I work with an influencers. It pushes a video, the video prints, like it makes like 500k views on TikTok. What do I do? Like, do I just download the video and put it on Meta? Do I explain to the creator that actually I'm using his video? How does it work? So the state of the market now is simple. Some creators know that you're basically, at some point, you might use their IP. You're using the IP to run ads on top of them. Some will come immediately, like, okay, one video is 1,000. I sell a package of 3 videos, so it's 3,000. And you add 1,000 plus if you want to use my IP for the next 3 months, for instance. That happens quite often. If you start outreaching TikTok influencers, you will see that that's what happens. Sometimes they tell you it's like a percentage of the ad budget. So you're gonna make me like a weekly report of your Meta ad account. You're gonna show me how much you spent, and I want like 3% of this ad budget. So it depends, right? Some creators don't actually think about this. They don't tell you anything. So I know it's not cool. It's shady, whatever. But I know some people that basically take the video, run it as an ad. If it works, if they see the CTR, etc., like converting, they go back to the creator. Hey man, I would like to take your video. Can we pay you X and we use your rights? And actually, you're doing this because you tried the video previously. That's a way to streamline a little bit and reduce a little bit the upfront cost, right? To try the video before. So this is simply when you want to download the video and use it as an ad on your own accounts under your company brand. The second way of doing this is running the ad under the creator brand. You can do this. On TikTok, it's named Spark, the platform, like the thing that lets you do this. On Meta, it's simply Meta and Instagram. It's quite simple. When the creator pushes like a reel on Instagram, he has to give you a specific ID code that he only has. And with this ID code, you copy paste this ID code in your Meta account, and you will be able to basically push the video as an ad, but under the creator brand. So if the creator is Florian and he has like a Instagram account, he makes a video for me, makes 100k views, he gives me this little ID, I implement this ID, I put 10k budget with my targeting and everything, and actually it's the Florian, I said Florian in English, I'm gonna say it in French.
Florian.
Thank you. The Florian Instagram account that I will actually push the sponsor the video. But it's with my money, with my targeting. It doesn't have to do anything. And basically what you're doing is like, you're using the trust of Florian, the trust that it built, and people will simply see, oh, Florian is promoting like a new tool. Oh, that's great. And actually it's not really Florian, it's me paying to promote it, right? But to get this ID, you have to first ask the creator because it's just the creator having this idea. And so you have often when you ask the idea, they're like, okay, it's gonna cost this number to use my brand as an ad. So yeah. So this all these influencer things, etc. You're not just paying for the content being published there. You're also paying because it feeds your meta ad.
Yeah, I think it's so important with this to think long term and really like keep in mind that you will eat a wall for a while, because I tried it myself and it's not that easy to get into it, and you really have to push to find exactly what you say. First, the first months to contact people, for them to answer, but also the time that your email warm up so you can send more
Yeah.
email every single day. So all these things take time, and the flywheel, it's a flywheel, so it takes a long time to create. But at the end, you have this like flywheel of like distribution flywheel that work amazingly, and you can, on top of that, do all the ads. Is there any question or topic that we didn't cover today?
Now we covered influencers, the classic way of doing it, working with influencers that have trust. We covered the UGC form for B2B SaaS. We covered Meta. Well, Meta, we've been very light, right? We covered the creative part, but the campaign structure, how to scale and everything is a bit more technical and complex. And then we covered the lead magnet one. And basically it's a mix. Like, I don't think you can do everything together. First, you need the budget, right? And then you need also actually people running all of this. Like there's all the big names that we mentioned, Gamma, Lovable, etc. There's entire teams building this and running this under the hood that you never saw. And actually that's what doing. That's why they're reaching the number they show you on the big VC announcement, etc. Right? So if I know you have an audience or more indie hackers and like bootstrapped companies, so you have to be very cautious about the money you spend. So I would always try to first make my first like $1,000 and then try to invest in one of those channels. And again, on the influencer part, if you can become an influencer yourself, or at least like make content and pull some numbers yourself, it's even easier for the outreach part. So I've got good numbers on my outreach campaigns. First, because as I said, one of my first points is that I'm gonna pay the guy, so iChance is gonna reply, right? But sometimes I couldn't like have the big names answering me. And so I simply showed them, like DM'd them with my own social accounts, Twitter, LinkedIn, and they basically saw that I was making content. Maybe they even engaged with my content. I don't know, Cody Schneider, for instance, that you know. I got him in my DMs. He did a podcast with a friend of mine because I introduced it to them, basically because it was consuming my content and sometimes even liking my content. So, making content yourself, it helps for this entire thing. And it also helps because, you're training yourself what's a good piece of content. And I can tell you that content will be the game for the next years. Building content is like a flywheel and it compounds. You learn so much. The trust that you get from building content is huge. So please build content. No matter the platform, like it can be X, LinkedIn, TikTok, no matter, like just build content, it helps. Yeah, and that's it. I don't know if I can tell you more things. I maybe with this specific playbook with the three channels we covered, I can tell you that there is people printing like 100 millions per year. Of course, they had the money to do it, right? They had the money to kickstart the flywheel. But just with those three channels, I can tell you that there is companies making like a lot of money with that. And it's a playbook that won't die. It will work. I don't know until when, right? What I can tell you is that there is more and more content creators out there. I see this like even over the months, I can see that on specific industries, the supply of creators is growing. I don't know why. I know there's more people like empowering people to become creators, right? Like you have to become a creator, you have to become a creator. So there is by default more creators out there. But I don't think that it will die tomorrow. I don't see many companies doing this, especially in the B2B space. There is some big names, etc. Even like companies under the hood doing it, and it works. But like the room for you is quite big. There is space, and I think it will grow with time. And in 2026, I would like to create like an entire playbook, a written playbook, open source the entire things. Basically, what we just said here, written on paper, plus many more details, screenshots, examples of past creators I work with, what worked, what didn't work. I really would like to document all of this. So if you hear this podcast and you want this, simply comment playbook in the comment section. We're playing the algo game, right? Comment playbook so I can have like an overview of if people want actually to see a playbook written down from someone that actually applied this to many companies and is advising a lot of YC and Andreessen Horowitz backed companies today. Yeah.
Amazing. And every time we have a call, it's the second time, and my brain is exploding. There is way too much information, but everything is like full of quality. So before your playbook, I will put inside the description, the sum up of this conversation, because there is a lot of information.
Sure.
And then when your playbook will be ready, I will put the link under this video.
Sure. Nice.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, man.
For
It was
your
a pleasure.
Yep. See you soon.
See you.